So this video was supposed to be about things I'm doing to take care of myself right now because everything feels like shit. But I got 5 minutes into editing that video, which I had already filmed, and I hated it. Seriously. I wrote and filmed the entire thing, but I mean, do I really want to get on the internet right now and whine about how everything sucks so much that I've been gardening more? Like, is that my most meaningful contribution to the planet right now? Sometimes I feel like I just get tired of myself. Like the version of me that I think needs to show up in a certain way to like do the thing, right? The version of me that will please an algorithm, or, you know, the one that I put online. The Jenny that is supposed to be this commodity that people can invest in. And I feel like I can't be the only person on the entire internet who feels like this. So, like, I genuinely like YouTube. I really like writing. And I feel like I have actual things to contribute to the world as a creative that could help make connections for people, help people put things together or understand things better, or even just be a voice out there talking about my experiences. And just that in itself can have value. And if people appreciate my perspective, or if it helps someone understand themselves better or feel less alone, then that's really all that I'm here to do. I don't need or want to be an influencer. I don't need 1 million followers. I don't want to build this like empire around myself. I just want to speak, and I want to write and express who I am through the creation of art and personal narrative. And hopefully the fact that I showed up and used my voice makes some kind of difference to someone. That's why I'm here. And I feel like maybe this feeling might be more common with people who like specialize in a specific area. So not like the folks out there who specifically want to be like lifestyle influencers or something similar to that, who just like their entire purpose is to just create, you know, content about their life and put it out there, and hopefully people like looking at their life. But when like a creative or a specialist in a certain area wants to be online and like a part of these online communities in these spaces, and to share their expertise and their perspective and make that part of their career. Now, if you're someone like that and you're like, oh, I should go on the internet and create content or do something with that, right? Now we are supposed to become a brand with like a digital marketing strategy and content pillars and targeted SEO, and we have to do all the competitor research and planning of our video ideas, which will like come up with topics to propel us in our niche and make the algorithm happy and put us in front of our target audience, and then we'll get the views and the followers, and then we'll get the platform and able to be able to do what we want to do in our field, or like to fulfill our creative impulses to be on the internet and share things with people. That's when we'll be able to do that, once we've figured out all of the, you know, the branding and the back end stuff. And for someone who like is only here because they specialize in something that they want to share their expertise in, or they want to share their perspective on life or a certain aspect of life, I feel like that gets in the way so often of what we actually want to be doing and saying online, because we have to filter it first through this entire structure to tell us whether or not what we actually want to be talking about online it will work, if there will be an audience for it, if anyone will ever see our videos, because we have to do all of this other stuff. And sometimes that can sort of start warping what we actually want to do and making us try and twist it into something different in order to be more marketable, or to like, you know, I don't know, to be more findable on the internet. And I'm starting to get really tired of that affecting what I want to talk about with this channel, basically. So I'm just here to say like, no, I'm just not gonna really do that. And if the point of being in spaces like YouTube is to be yourself and to bring yourself to what you do to this platform full of millions of viewers who can search for the kind of content that they want to see, then my only job should be to show up and to just show up authentically and make content that is the best reflection of who I am and what I want to share. And hopefully I have the freedom to be able to do that without worrying about whether, I don't know, I've come up with 80 topics within my niche that are SEO long tail keyword friendly that will get views. I should just be able to show up authentically and do what I am here to do at the end of the day, right? Like, I feel like that's what we all should be able to do. And asking ChatGPT to come up with like 20 content ideas that will be sure to get me lots of views, utilizing the best long tail keywords to write catchy video titles and be competitive with other top creators in my niche. That really has nothing to do with what I'm actually here to do and what I in life am here to do. That's not really about me at all. That's about how to manufacture a popular creator who talks about similar topics as me. And I'm not really interested in being her. And sure, like, I get it. If you want to do anything online, you have to play along to a certain extent. Yeah, fine, okay. I'll write a bio and I'll make a banner and try to articulate my, general vibe to audiences online so you know who I am and whether or not you should bother with my stuff at all. We are a part of a machine whether we like it or not, but I'm just not manufacturing content for the sake of some brand that I'm supposed to perform online. If the idea for what I want to talk about didn't come from me, as actual inspiration from my own brain, then I don't want to write about it. And I probably shouldn't even be talking about it online on the internet to begin with. And I'm not going to create a strategy based on the advice of some like digital marketing gurus online that promise to make people internet famous if you buy their courses. Like, I don't care about you or your course or the 80 hoops you're telling me I have to jump through in order to be successful online. And I know in the grand scheme of things, like, the internet does not care about me. I can do all of these things. I could do all of that. I could show up here every day as some shiny version of myself trying to sell you something so I can make money, and I could still never succeed in internet terms at that. I might succeed in like selling myself out or like creating a business based on a person who doesn't really exist. But do I actually want that? Is that why I started showing up here in the first place? Like, fuck no, it isn't. I wanted to be here so I could open my mouth and let my own voice come out of it. And my voice isn't polished, or maybe it's not easily categorized. I'm just a person who has a lot to say and share, and a way of approaching life that I think is different enough that it could help other people think more intentionally about how they approach their life. And I do write about these things also on Substack, and I like using my life as a way of talking about these bigger topics on YouTube. Like, Substack is more for my intellectual approach to things. YouTube is more based on my lifestyle approach to things, to these topics and ideas and things. And I hope to keep doing that without adding any more of that like manufactured slop to the internet that comes from using things like AI to help create your content, because I think that there's already enough of that. I think that people actually want something real. I think that they want people who are real and who aren't just trying to write a foolproof hook so they can get 1 million views. And they don't really care about what they've got to do in order to, to do that. Like whether they have to have Claude write it for them rather than actually using their own brain to write their own content. Imagine that. Like, most people are smart, your audience is probably smarter than you think you are. And most of them probably know what you're doing, if that's you just showed up here and decided to create an internet personality and play them behind a camera, right? Like, I think actual people know when that's happening, and I think that they're going to get tired of that really fast, and I think they're going to be wanting people who are real. They're going to be looking for people who are real and who aren't manufacturing their content in that way. If not now, I think at some point it will shift back in that direction. Personally, I just don't ever want to get to a place where I'm not like here any longer because the authentic me wants a place where she can talk and think and share. But like, I'm just here throwing shit at the wall to see what will stick if it gets me enough views. I think that there are so many people who are just yearning for the internet to be human again. And I wanted to come back here with this video after taking over a month off to say that I want to only show up on this channel when I can show up as my real human self. And I just want you to know that she doesn't have a fucking content calendar, and I'm sorry about that. That's just me. And I would like to talk more about things like creativity and writing and being human and real again, and what life looks like when you do that. So I just wanted anyone who still listens to this channel or watches it at all or finds this video to know that as a creator, I guess like I'm just going to be going back to that. If some of my more recent stuff has sounded like it was reaching or trying a little bit too hard to put me into a certain mold or please anyone else other than my true authentic self, with the things that I will be making now, I really want to come back and be more real and just talk about things like that and the things that are really on my mind and on my heart that I think are prescient and relevant in today's world, and for people who are similarly minded to myself that I think will appreciate it. So yeah, that's it. I will hopefully be back soon to talk about more stuff like that, but also like, you know, just whenever I feel like it, because again, no content calendar. So that's me. That's all I wanted to say here today, but I'm glad that I got that off my chest because it was kind of pressing heavily on me for a little bit there, and it was making me not even want to create content anymore a little bit. That pressure, and I just I'm definitely done with that, and so I can promise you that I will hopefully be back soon with stuff that feels a little bit more like me. And if any of that is me showing you how I survived the week by going on a nature walk and playing my piano and gardening, then maybe that's what it will look like. But I don't know, I feel like it might just be a little bit more like this, like just sitting down and talking and examining different topics and looking at them from, you know, my perspective, maybe a little bit more of an intellectual or academic perspective, because that is part of me as well. But, you know, just talking about the things that I think that are on my mind, that I think are relevant and prescient, and that I think will be helpful or useful to other people who might get it in the way that they might get me. I don't know. So anyway, that's my spiel. Thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you again really soon. Bye.